nine-tailed fox from Naruto with my new character. It's the Way of the Titan. So they get large. She turns into a giant nine-tailed fox, wreaks havoc. It's a pretty just fun idea.
Mm. That is cool.
Have you looked at the Way of the Titan all that much?
I fell off a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty far back these days. There was a point where I was ahead of most people as far as the show went because I was reading the manga. So people didn't know like. Oh, go ahead.
I meant the subclass, or the barbarian class.
I did read that. Yeah.
I think it's a really cool way to incorporate rage economy in a one-shot, because with this, it has a lot of ways of ending it early, or it's used up pretty fast, which I usually actually find I am replete on rages in one shot. So this will be an interesting new game style for me. But the show, I've watched it all the way up to the current point. Yeah. Where were you last on?
Really on season 5. I was like at the end of season 2, 3, somewhere around there.
Oh wow. Yeah, a lot's changed.
Yeah. Well, I know where it goes because when I was actually reading it, I was somewhere, and I think it's about season, like mid season 4, I think, was what I was reading at that point. Or somewhere around there. I don't really know where everything stops because I haven't seen it. Well, from what I assume, it's when they're like fully like in like wartime and all that stuff, and Eren is just off the walls, which people didn't get when I was telling them about it because they're like, "What do you mean Eren is the bad guy? He's a whiny little bitch." I'm like, "No, you gotta just wait. And then when it happened, I just didn't watch it.
All right.
One day, I'll get there one day.
I feel like it's changed quite a bit, but I think you'll enjoy it still.
Probably. Yeah. So.
Hey, Kanto.
What you guys all doing?
Doing good.
Solid.
Can't complain.
Existing.
That's not good.
Well, it's better than the alternative. So I'll take it.
That's a low bar, I guess. All right.
A bar is a bar. Unless it's like a Lil Wayne bar, then it's probably really bad. Really bad rap bars with that one.
I've been listening to some like old Tyler the Creator freestyles.
Oh boy.
I'm a fan, so I'm gonna like it mostly regardless, but some of the stuff that he throws out there is
yeah.
I just love it.
It's like so much like raw talent, like old Tyler.
Yeah.
But just like very like I don't know, creatively destructive. I don't know how you could describe it.
That's a beautiful way to describe it.
Yeah, but the freestyles are still funny, even though because he kind of does the same thing even in his new freestyles. Pretty much.
He also just, he likes to like fuck with the people who's around him as well. Like, and they get kind of uncomfortable and stuff like that. He's like,
yeah. Like what's the one he's just flirting with Funk Flex the entire time.
I think that's what I'm thinking of right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's like kind of like flirting at the same time. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Where would you go with that verse?"
Man, today might be a Tyler the Creator day. I'm down for that.
Hell yeah!
All right, so I was gonna take Skywrite. I thought I was gonna do it, and then I was like, man, I'm already like hardly useful in a lot of these battles, so I might as well take something that might be a little bit better. So no Skywrite and
Sure.
no Truth thing. So
I
Hard
just
disagree on
want to
usefulness.
say you passed
you're off the
sleep
hook.
in 2 different battles that was like pivotal. Like,
All I got. That's all I got. I'm a one-trick pony. But it's okay.
no, you are not useful.
Let him self-deprecate for a little bit. He'll
Thank
come
you.
around.
Thank you.
We could
no,
not
you're
have
great.
saved the river spirit without you doing sleep.
Yeah, we could have. I rewatched the episode and it would just, yeah, you guys could. But you wouldn't have been able to get some sick photos of you guys doing at the time. So
This is true. There are
But-
very sick photos.
yeah. So I picked up 2 other spells.
All right. Well, I hope you have fun with them regardless.
I think so. We Falcon's here. We have no Biscian today. I think I saw that.
Yeah.
You will be missed.
Yeah. For those at home, he's ill, so he's chilling.
Are we streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I should say, what's your worst political take? just
Okay,
just-
Miss Maud here's got to step in and say no, average.
Wow, you got Sokka to pull out the paddle.
Actually, just say let's go ahead and say that title of the creative verse. Go ahead.
No, good.
I know this river spirit for president there. We'll do that one. He was good and healed us and gave us a level up. I like him.
Oh, and you got a new what's it called? What's this rhyme sphere?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going to be starting in a minute. So quick to the bathroom, grab a drink. We'll jump into recap, opening, etc., etc.
We'll pull out them Amrit wanted posters that Jenkins likes to print.
It was like 30 in the queue.
Oh, I thought that was you trying to break into Jenkins to get
Me
his stop.
too.
Average suddenly discovers the
That too.
existence of power tools.
I need you to do the special sound effects when I'm upgrading him.
I got you.
Maybe we do it. This whole session is we're actually in Emret's dream, and all of us play different versions of Jenkins trying to attack him. And kill him.
Oh, wow. I imagine Phoenix is sitting up on a stool somewhere like a throne and telling all of you versions of Jenkins what to do.
No.
I was curious to know what a DC would be for a spell attack of or spell saving throw of 99 if Jenkins really had I don't know, 99 intelligence. That's a DC of 55.
Holy cow.
Lol. You heard Sakura. This is the future. This isn't a guess.
Prophecy.
But what Sakura doesn't know is that that's the enemy, not the. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh crap.
Turns into fucking Skynet.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna get a quick roll call, and then I'm gonna cue the opening and whatnot. So real quickly, Phoenix,
Here.
Emra,
Amen.
Judith,
Yes.
Laura.
I am here.
Excellent. You guys can talk while I'm cueing the opening. They don't hear you at this moment. They only hear me. I'm the cue opening. See you guys in about 30, 40 seconds.
Celebration beams. Oh wait.
Oh, wait a second.
I think we know someone who can do that.
I'm going on.
All right. Thank you all for joining me this week. We are down Bizian. Bizian came under the weather, so he's not going to be with us today. You'll see his character silhouette is blackened on the screen. He's here in spirit. Oh, and he'll be here in a little more than spirit too, but that's another story from when we begin.
Get well soon.
Get well soon, Bizian. We're going to miss you. In the meantime, who would like to handle the recap from last week for today?
I can.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Let's hear it, Emret.
I was thinking the same thing. All right. Last time. How do we get here? It's all been leading up to this, huh? After we somehow survived our last encounter with strange guardians of this cursed cave, we rested for the night before attempting to tackle whatever still dwelled within. After we awaken, we go inside, and within the waters is already a creature beckoning us to go in. Phoenix appears to have already encountered this before during the middle of the night, but she couldn't glean much information from it. It says its purpose is to protect the darkness. From what? I don't want to say. But on the floor of the caves, there's strange sigils of air that we can use to travel within the cave deeper. We go into holes in the tunnels and see some local wildlife. We don't bother them too much. Little food, that's about it. And we keep going. Until we encounter a turtle. Big turtle, but a baby though. And also, for my whereabouts, which I'll tell you in a moment, appears Jenkins, for somehow, knows, which is concerning. But I digress. The turtle named Mellow is actually a dragon turtle. It has a small horde. We calm Mellow down, reassure that we're not here to harass him or take any of this treasure, and gives us a bit of gold, a pearl, a few scales from the creatures we saw before. And he says he'll take us to where the root of this problem is. We take him up on the offer, and he's almost like our tour guide. We go further. And then we encounter the mouther from before. Shuey Gooey, it's called. We take it down, well, mainly by Sora, Mellow, and I guess Jenkins. make short work of it and keep going until we end up in a peculiar part of the cave and it begins to rain blood. And my past comes back to haunt me. A creature that's been experimented on attacks us. And although I did waver, I wanted to put it out of its misery. Sora, with the rest of the team, manages to save it. And the rain stops. Or at least, it's actually water now. And it can't tell us much. But I think we're onto something. I think it's time to come out of the shadows. And with this new ability it's given me, maybe. That's it, I guess. Oh.
Yay!
Good job, my brother.
Applause.
Good
Nice.
job. D2+1. I like these character perspective recaps versus just telling us what happened. Get your sweet inspirato. There we go.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, you don't know, you can only get a long rest once every 24 hours. So we're having an extended stay at this camp before we set out. Gonna be here for quite some time before we leave, but we're only gonna pick up on the final moments of the campsite. Final night, we would have stayed here a day and a half to get that long. Let's move back to our campsite, which we have made our home, setting it up properly to fit all of our needs. Few of you perhaps around the fire. Phoenix ever tinkering. Sora connected to the baby turtle, I've no doubt. And Lewis, well, he's been alone for quite some time, checking in when appropriate, but preferring to be alone. Still, everything is great all the time. Spend a little time here, give you guys the floor to engage each other. We were successful yesterday and parts of today. What comes next? What goes through your mind? I'm sure many of you have questions for Emerald. God damn, Jenkins, he's looking better every single time Phoenix touches the tool to him.
Shit.
Well, especially this time, Phoenix going down, she realizes she needs to do something to strengthen herself a little bit. So she lets go of the bag of holding infusion, and so this backpack of hers is suddenly not magical, and there's all kinds of scraps and doodads laying around on the ground that don't fit into her regular bag. So she looks at it and she decides not to let it go to waste. She starts reinforcing Jenkins' armor in different places to hardy him up. So this is reflecting the level up that we got. But so she's definitely hard at work making him better. Oh, but she lets go of the bag of holding infusion and makes her own leather armor a little bit stronger. So hopefully next time she won't go down as easy.
Always improving, all time. You know who approves of that? Jenkins. Now, we see Phoenix. What?
I would say the boy has a pipe of smoke monsters in him now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Folks on demand. He might, maybe Emerald's one of the monsters he blows out of his pipe.
Uh-oh.
But anyways, Sora, before you probably join the others, what are you doing with Baby Mello?
Sora is sitting on the edge and is just splashing her feet in the water, and she's just looking over the baby for a minute before she clears her throat and prepares for a difficult conversation. Mello. She would smile before she would continue. Your father, Hyperion, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need your help, Mello. Um, the darkness that hurt your friend here, that same darkness, I'm afraid, has taken root in your father. He has a well like this one inside him, and it's shrouded in darkness. But I think you may be my key in helping him. You may be our only way to reach that well as you helped us reach this one. So, come with us. And you now not only be our family, but I'll help you get back yours.
Okay. I'll come with you.
We'll strap up your treasures to your shell before we go. And the cool thing is you'll stay with me, and I'll make sure to bring back everything from my missions to add to your treasures.
Good.
But you better get those legs working. It's gonna be a long walk.
Well, he crawls out of the water. Looks around. Starts settling down for a nap right here.
Take your time. And she would stand up and go to join the three at the fire and sit down.
Speaking of the people at the fire, what are you guys talking? Let's talk about. Maybe you're ignoring the elephant, maybe you're addressing.
So about this elephant that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And Emret, just in case, this is the company you do wish to speak it in, right? And I'll kind of like, just, kind of like give a little like look that only he could see, that, to Vata. We feel comfortable, right?
I don't think I'd be comfortable regardless. Let's bring everyone in.
Everybody, come on over here. Emret has something very important to tell us. I pull out my my notebook and my quill, and I say, "In Goblin, let's begin." And my quill starts writing down everything that I'll be saying.
What do you want to know first?
Maybe it's best that you start, and then I can fill in from some questions along the way.
Sure. Well, first off, if it wasn't clear already, this mess here was in relation to my past. It's hard to explain, but the place I come from, the people I come from, I don't know what, but they're planning something. It's not good. That's all I do know. They're called the Night Chapter.
Night Chapter. So this Night Chapter, they're the ones you've been running from for the last years or so since I've met you?
Yeah.
Is this a large organization that you know of?
No, wouldn't say there's even 50 people within it. But to be honest, I'm not sure. There's a place within Mothmorn, but it's To my understanding, it's a few more temples. Where, I'm not exactly sure.
This is
But
also a year ago, so who knows if the numbers had grown. But why do you think that they're searching for you so hard?
Well, I didn't leave on good terms. I guess it needs to be explained what exactly they are, or what they claim to be. They're a secret order of the Water Room, or so they say. Established to combat the evils of the world.
So presumably good intentions at first, and then corrupted, or you think maybe corrupted from the beginning?
I don't know. Perhaps there was always something sinister, but I did notice a change. See, they weren't always in Mothmorn, from my understanding. They moved there maybe 10 years after Metal Rain. Among fighting evils physically, they also have medicine, or study it. They study arcane, the occult, many things. But, of course, when unknown invaders come from the sky, they come with unknown diseases transmitted through the blood. So they claimed to be studying that. Of course, there was the Gimp, who already weren't from this world originally, and the Thrall, who were new from Metal Rain. So they went there to study them. But many years later, of course, after I've long been trained, I saw something.
What do you see?
Within one of the rooms, their laboratories, bodies, Thrall, Gimp. I didn't understand why. And when I asked about it, I didn't like the answer they gave me, that it was necessary. So, I left.
Do you believe that the Night Order, correct? The Night Watch?
Night Chapter.
The Night Chapter. Sorry. my quill's acting up. The Night Chapter. You believe the Night Chapter is experimenting on these Gith and Thrall to further their arcane practices through blood?
Yeah. But it appears that they've gone even further. Sanguine mentioned they were trying to make Mouthers?
Yes, Sora would pipe up at this point. A year ago, I think we all faced a product of your Night's Chapter. The Mouther we all faced together for the first time, it shared the same energy as Sanguine before. They were successful.
My question is, were they willing participants or not?
As far as I understand it, at least the people on my level are in the dark. I have someone on the inside. Maybe. I can't say for certain. I don't want to out them. I don't believe I'm fully. Well, to be honest, I think they're listening. That they always have been. But I do know that they may know that I'm at Zion's Hope, which is where the one poster comes in.
Well, if they are listening, hello, I hope to meet you soon. But I wonder if they have any connection with Palm. Palm controls these Mouthers, and they're trying to make more Mouthers.
And I believe I remember now. We were told to worry for the crown of 1,000 Mouthers, but there wasn't that many, in truth. Maybe in a year's time it won't be a lie anymore.
He reaches in his shirt again and takes out the chain with it's the vial, but it's cracked. It's empty now for the most part. This held the same chemical, the same agent that was within the pond there. I think this is what they use. It allows me to use my magic to focus it, as I've been taught by them.
Are you kind of holding it out a little bit, showing it?
Yeah.
Phoenix will reach forward if you let her. She wants to inspect it.
I'll hand it over to you.
Why did you join the Order to begin with? Or the chapter, sorry.
Join. I wouldn't say that. I've always been a part of them. Since I was born.
You were born into this?
Many of us are. Anyone undesired or found. Well, again, that's what they tell us. For all I know, I could have been just taken from a family. But we are trained and raised up within the ranks and become what they call oxidizers.
Oxidizers?
Yeah. And we get sent out. Usually to silence a monster. Some things that don't really... Well, to put it like this, they aren't Mouthers per se. There's many evils within the world. Many creatures in the night. Of course, there's been other tasks too. Not as proud as those.
So you're a part of a chapter that you're kind of born into or somewhat kind of forced to join, and you go out in the world and fight monsters to potentially, or so they say, to help protect the world. Okay.
Yeah.
Judith thinks, oh, that kind of sounds familiar. And then, but doesn't say that out loud. And then, has any way that you can connect with your person on the inside?
I'm not sure. It's not... They contact me. But I haven't tried to reach back out.
How did they contact you?
With
Emerald?
blood.
They contact you through your blood?
To be honest, I don't know whose it really is, but yes.
Falcon, can I do an Arcana check or something on this pendant of his he handed to me to see if that's how they're listening to him?
Sure, I mean, with you detect magic, she's not picking up any magic from the object, but if you want to do an Arcana, so you can. Nothing apparent.
Since this doesn't seem to be it, she's gonna hand it back to him, just like shake her head no, and then study him to see if she can find something else that they might be listening through.
He just nods and takes it back. Yeah, we'd probably need another. Well, I hope there's another one, but if there is another pool or pond, another source of this stuff, maybe we can bring it back, research it this time. Shit. I should have trusted you all. Could have did it the first time.
Sometimes good stories take time to unravel. It's okay.
Besides, you didn't really know us when you first met us. Why would you tell us something so deeply? As Lewis.
It takes time to build that trust. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Trust is not something you were allowed growing up. So of course you are going to need time. It is okay, Amrit.
I guess. I tell you now because today shouldn't have happened. This was my mess. And you all had to walk in on it. You got hurt. Could have been worse.
It's quite an exciting mess to walk in on. And with what we have here, I mean, it's a lot of clues, a lot of leads to go to different places, and I think the people at Zion's Hope would be very intrigued. Wouldn't you say so, Vata?
He nods.
Vata... Never mind.
He nods. Never mind.
I don't know if we try to run it by the higher-ups at Zion's Hope. But I think this should go public.
Careful. School could be compromised. Vada says. He removes the lower portion of his mask. A very attractive young man. He just tells you, been at the school for 3 years. Over my time, there's been changings of teachers and students alike. Everyone has a freedom of choice. And many of those people come to work for the work. Others live in the shadows. You should only tell someone you trust. A public announcement will bring much danger to all of us. Puts his mask back on.
Vata, what makes you think the school is compromised? Have you had a specific encounter?
He doesn't take his mask off this time, but it looks like he was just trying to get like a good breath of air in him. And as he tuggles on his mask a little bit, he tells you, last year, a teacher was killed. They never talk about it. We are not supposed to mention it either.
What was the teacher's specialty?
Powerful rune warrior like all of the teachers. He was able to create things made of earth instantly. Tables, barrels, anything he wanted. And if he shaped them long enough, they would become real things over time, even if stone itself couldn't make it. What's worse is that when we found him, he was no longer a rune warrior. Someone took his powers. No one knows who can do such a thing. And ever since then, me and the other students have been careful to talk to teachers we aren't trustworthy of. It was clearly an inside job.
Just out of curiosity, you and your fellow third years, what do you all think of Mystafar?
Mr. Farr has always been a good man to us, but we have not built a strong relationship save for his adopted child.
She nods.
Is
What?
that? Go ahead.
Mr. Farr's a kid.
Yeah, kinda. Monty is his adopted son.
The cleric person that we fought in the games. Emma.
Yep, that one.
Oh. Hmm. Go on.
About to mention something. Is Auntie. Never mind.
No, it's
Oh. Say Phoenix is gonna look at him.
It is okay, Vata. You can trust me. You can trust my friends.
He looks at
Yeah, I just threw a
Amrit.
lot of shit out there.
He looks at Amrit, who just threw a lot of shit out there. And says, his name used to be Montefiore, and he was the one who killed my entire village. Growing up, I used to hate him, but whatever possessed him to do such a thing is no longer within him. He was a child at the time. Now he is like us, older. Even though I've displayed myself to be far superior to him these days, there's no one at that school I fear more than Montefiore.
Did they ever discover whatever it was in him that's no longer in him? Like, do we know that it's gone or it's just locked away for now?
He shakes his head. He grabs a bowl of water. I must rest my voice.
She just leans back on her hands in thought.
One thing Sora would have noticed when he took off his mask piece, he has a really terrible scar under his neck, close to where his Adam's apple would be, slightly above it. It's probably why he doesn't talk much, and when he does, it's kind of hoarse, a tiny bit hoarse.
She would look at him for a minute before standing up and walking over to him, where she'd sit down and put a hand on that bowl that he was gonna drink from. Do you want some help, Adele?
Shakes his head.
Thank you for trusting us.
He nods at you. And then he proceeds to kind of pour it down his mask into his mouth. Slaughter says, I will retire for the night.
Emmer nods.
Phoenix.
Sora, go ahead.
Oh, just looks over to Judith. You know this was all off the record, right?
100% it was not.
Daggers from her eyes.
This is all information that could be very useful in opening up all the corruption that we're talking about. Yeah,
Also
sure.
in-
A drunken night is off the record. You know, no one's going to talk about someone getting wasted for the first time. This is serious information, Phoenix.
They'll know it's from me regardless. At this point.
But Vada's information might be more private. It's something you might consider. Not Judith. Judith is gonna publish whatever story she wants to.
Just know it is serious, and it could put the lives of all of our peers on the line, whatever you decide to put out there.
It's just there is a time and a place for information to be released. If it's released too early, it may cause more problems than solve.
Do you think I'm just going to write my editor right now and say, "Oh, hey, there's a lot of corruption at the school, and we're gonna and a teacher's gonna probably be the one who kills everybody"? No, that's not how journalism works, Phoenix. It takes time. It takes time to unravel the stories to make sure things are actually true. Just because one masked individual who is, yes, handsome and very cool says something doesn't mean it's true. And it's all useful, and we need to verify this information before we start spouting off, what could potentially be harmful to everybody around us.
I'd like to be in the room when you just pick a teacher and ask, "So hey, tell me about the teacher that died last year." It'll be interesting.
I guess I am grateful for the low bar that you have for my journalistic abilities, but sounds good.
Jenkins.
Maybe we should all just rest and talk about it again later. I just wanted everyone to know, in case we have to deal with this in the future, which we most likely will.
Quite an interesting year we have ahead of ourselves. It's like Tales of Old, where I have a giant, monstrous monkey after me, a shady organization after Amrut, Judith always seeking for the truth, Phoenix discovering all these cool, ancient things and bringing new technology to light, and Lewis is old, but
Vada's got the right idea. I think I'm gonna turn in too. You should still take a watch to be safe.
Sure.
I'm not that old.
Uh-huh.
Well, any other secrets?
Truth be told, I actually do know where I'm going most of the time. I just like going on unbeaten paths.
That is the biggest lie I've heard all night.
I'll share a watch with you if that's okay, Amrit.
Sure.
Actually, I will if that's okay, Sora.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take a nap with Mello, so you all be safe. Don't let the mouthers bite.
I won't. It's okay.
Thanks,
This is that
Phoenix.
very literally.
As Jenkins leaves, by the way, Aaron, you see a small puff of smoke coming your way, and it looks just like you.
What the?
Just like
Like
an inch
waves
of
it
your
out of his
face.
face.
Yeah, once you wave it out, it just dispersed instantly.
Hmm.
So most of you. So who's taking first watch? Judith.
Judith and Emmerich.
Excellent. So the rest of you get to resting. So are you gonna sleep on the turtle? Or you gonna go inside the tent? What are you doing?
She's sleeping against the turtle.
Excellent. And Phoenix, you gonna tinker up a little bit more before you go to bed? Or you going to bed now?
I want to say that she's pretty much done. I don't know if there's room for her and Jenkins both in the tents, though.
Oh well,
Well-
with the people that each tent could fit 3 people comfortably. If you look at it, it is 9 spaces, so it could 3 people comfortably into more than it's packed. And there's a second tent down here.
Okay, she'll leave Jenkins standing guard outside the tent, and she will go into the tent with Lewis.
Okay. Lewis is with Vada. I don't know if you care now.
Oh, I thought they were in separate tents. No, she'll go in the empty one then.
All right. So as you guys are doing that, before I just say nothing probably happens, So you got closer to Amber, Judith, or you want to have a one-on-one with him?
I do, just real quick.
No, take as much time as you can. You want, I mean.
As everyone's, going in their bed or going to sleep, and after some time where I start to hear the snoring, I'll kind of lean close to Emma and say, Emma, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What did it feel like when you took Sanguine's room?
It's hard to explain. It's like, I don't know. The rune I had before changed recently. I'm not sure why. Before I could appear within mist, but then it became mist of blood. And I could feel it. Have you ever been injected with something, Judith? Like a needle?
Yeah, if I was feeling for like sicknesses and things like that.
Lucky. But you feel it. You feel what's new and what isn't. For a little while anyway. But that feeling never left. And then when Sanguine gave me this new one, it did leave. Felt like I wasn't clogged up or stuffed up anymore. If that makes any sense. I imagine it'll probably be a different feeling for everyone. That's my experience.
So you felt it's probably a good feeling then.
It was. Felt almost refreshing or freeing.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you got to be free of the blockage or of the blood that you speak of. Okay. Well, let me know how it goes with the new one. I'm gonna catch some sleep because it is getting late.
Okay.
And I'm gonna join. I'm gonna go sleep in the one with Lewis.
Lewis and Bata, okay. Swap Phoenix real quick, technically that's things to be guarding this one. So Emerald, while you are alone, Jenkins' eyes look like they're locked on you, but the problem is that he doesn't have like real pupils. So you don't know if he's staring at you or if you just always feel like he's staring at you.
So that's what it feels like. As he also has no pupils.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just red.
Just red, okay. So you're sitting there and you sense your rune ability, and a little ball appears in your hand, rotating spear of water, and it's beautiful. It's crystal clear, transparent, pure, unlike the rune you just gave up. And while it's forming, you can feel the power of it. This is a powerful rune for an early stage. Certainly, Sanguine's formed and crafted this ability somehow. While you're watching it, you see kind of a tiny little speck fall from the sky, and it turns red, and it looks like blood. But if you do anything, it spats out and it's gone, with a little bit of blood left on your hand. Whatever you had in you didn't leave when you changed runes. Really adapted.
He just it was like basically like falling in his lap essentially. He just looks at the blood on his hand. Of course. Of course. And he just sits there alone and just wipes it on his leg.
Before we leave you, Emra, a final puff of smoke comes flying by. He just says, "I saw that, but it evaporates pretty fast."
He'll turn to Jenkins.
He hasn't budged. Maybe it was just your mind playing tricks on you. He hasn't moved an inch. He's just staring into the abyss. He might be sleeping in some fashion. Whatever the
Narrows his
case,
eyes for a moment.
nothing happens on Jenkins. He's stoic. So one of you, would anyone like to volunteer a dream before we go to the next day and continue our journey? Would any player like to explore a dream they're having? It doesn't have to fit the narrative. It could just be a wild, random dream. Any volunteers that want to put their headspace in perspective for us? He has a moment. That moment has passed. Any takers? If not, I'm more than happy to continue with what I was going to continue with anyway. Excellent. There is someone among you dreaming. So, a nightmare is a nightmare still technically a dream?
Yeah.
Or is a dream only a definition, something good? That's why nightmare is a separate word. Whatever the case is, Lewis is having a dream. He's falling endlessly in a black abyss. Further he falls, he could see his vision of the rest of you being watched. Eventually he disappears and he hears the words, "Don't worry, I'll take care of them." You guys would all complete your long rest. Good job. Fire would be out at this point. And we can get rid of this revelation level music. Back to nice and cozy. You guys wake up in the morning, you see Sanguine shooting around the waves. He's feeling a bit better. He says to all of you, "I don't know what's next, but I hope you all have a long and healthy life." He shoots around his domain. You see Mello has already gotten all of his hoard stuffed under his shell.
Thank you, Sanguine.
Thank you. I can never repay a life. It is priceless. Just don't forget you have a home here now. Mello, I will miss you. Oh boy, you're as big as me nowadays. Huh. I'll see you to the edge of the woods. This way you have safe travels and my protection. Till then, whenever you're ready to leave. He shoots back to his pond, laying on top of it, waiting for you all to leave. Several of you can get flown on his back. Others will ride Mello to the edge of the White Woods.
I'm lying on Sanguine.
Same.
Zora is going to stay with Mello.
Phoenix is off for flying again.
Lewis, guess I'm on Mello then. I'll take it to
Maybe next
Mello's.
time, Noel.
It looks at you. Sure. You look away, his eyes go black for half a second, but they return to normal.
Jesus.
So give me a perception check because your passive would not have picked it up. But since you have the highest passive, I'll let you get an active check against it.
I have no idea what this is, but I really want to know, so I'll use my last point of inspiration.
Sure.
Perception.
You would see almost like draconic eyes in Lewis's vision for a second. They get spoiled. They turn a dark, sickly, purplish black before instantly returning back to that really light, almost no eyes, white he normally has. He looks at you and smiles. Better get a move on then.
Righto, boss man.
You guys are taken throughout the White Woods, returning towards, well, some of you home, for others just another bump on the road and the story to be told. You are all currently in the White Woods here. When you get to the edge of the forest and Sanguine leaves you, he would drop you all off. What?
As Sanguine's leaving, I'll say, I don't know how we'll do this, but I'm going to make sure to get you a subscription to Between the Flames so you can keep up with these heroes' journey, okay?
Ooh, that would be quite entertaining. By the way, when he flew through the sky, it kind of felt like Neverending Story when the Serpentine Dragon flew. Yeah. Oh yeah, he took you guys through the sky. He didn't fly really high because he wanted to stay next to Mello. But when you guys got to the edge of the forest and he left, it feels weird not having the dragon around. It was nice to save him.
As soon as we've cleared the forest and some of the others have landed, Sora's gonna slide off Mello, just keeping an eye on where Lewis is as she'll... Hold on. She's such an obvious person. I'm gonna roll a performance to see how obvious she's being. She side-eyes Lewis as she makes her way towards Judith, and Judith, you'll feel a shoulder bump with Sora as she's eyeing the old man.
Oh, you okay?
Don't want to alarm you, but Lewis's eyes are being very freaky. It's like I was looking into the eyes of a lizard. Is he a lizard person?
No, but that's very concerning.
It only happened for the briefest of moments. But I'm sure I wasn't imagining it.
I don't think that you were, so just be careful, okay? And let me know if it happens again.
Alright.
Oh, and make sure to give Vata lots of water today, okay?
Oh. Did he tell you something?
Not yet.
Okay.
So while you guys are traveling through the forest and Sanguine clears out the skies, you can see the sign, "Here ends the White Woods," even though it's funny because the trees are red. It should be the Redwood. But whatever the case may be, perhaps color isn't the factor, just a title. When you do get to the edge, though, you hear something disturbing, or more appropriately, Mello and Sora does. As though waiting in prey for the dragon to leave, coming around the tree, large reptilian creature. Several of them, in fact, stalking their prey through to the edge of the White Woods. Mello gets scared, but then remembers they're strong. What is your initial reaction? By the way, let's go to it.
Throw him
That's my initial
food.
reaction. Oh shit.
Well, Sora, it looks like you're up first. You see these Allosaurus are prepped for battle. I'm sure you probably don't know what exactly they are. They just look like large reptiles, overgrown lizards that stand on their back legs. So, Sora, let's cut this fancy music and get into the part where we fight for our lives, shall we?
Okay.
Take your turn.
All right. Sora is going to look around her and see that they're getting one in the back that's going to try and most likely come for the back line. So she's going to distract it. She's going to roll off Mellow and come to about here, interposing herself between it and Phoenix. She will mount her staff, or stand on her staff, and she's going to throw one dart at it.
Dart at the northern one.
Yep.
That hits exactly what you need to hit him.
For 8 piercing.
It yelps out in pain, or realizing it's found its meal.
Yeah, Sora mounts her staff and throws the dagger, and as it roars at her, she, kind of like a irritated monkey, she's standing on top of its on top of the staff and just hissing back at it like a angry little monkey. Back! I am not food.
Okay, is anyone here proficient in nature? I feel like I've asked you this before, but I don't remember.
We're the worst.
No, I think none of us.
Troubling. All right, Baby Mellow immediately tries to defend Sora and will charge at this creature. Having a bite attack that strikes it true and strikes it hard. Throwing around his weight, crying for battle, Mellow instantly digs his mouth onto the Allosaurus, which yelps in pain. It tries to tear a bit of its flesh off. Judith Bloom, reporting live.
All right, reporting live. Oh, Vata, I'm glad that you are right there. You're gonna do great, okay? I'm just gonna be right behind you. Just do your thing. I'm not gonna bardic inspiration you though, because I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm gonna use his shoulder to like help balance and whisper a little prayer to Far Inferna and shoot a firebolt at that one Allosaurus to the bottom right. Oh my god!
Guides it.
This might be the first one in the entire campaign.
Nah, isn't it?
Yes, baby!
He really guides it.
And I will.
You
use a
notice
bonus.
something, by the way, that the
Oh.
fire is not as powerful against it.
Fuck!
Message. Oh.
Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna EOT. No bonus actions.
It moves up right here. And with its mouth, it opens up. You see its throat get red and almost transparent as a stream of lava-like substance rises up through the throat and into its tongue. It opens its mouth and blows out fire onto all of you.
I knew it.
So if you're new to Elder Earth, animals are all attached to the runes. Each of them have one. Allosaurus in particular are attached to the fire rune, and they get abilities that reflect that. Not usually more than one. Typically, animals only have a single ability that's similar to a rune ability. The Allosaurus can breathe fire in a 15-foot cone. Not unlimited either. With that said, I need a dexterity saving throw from you and Vata. They also have an appearance on them that kind of gives it away. You wouldn't notice till the Allosaurus is right up on you that his eyes have are shaped like a wild flame constantly flickering. And I need to do Vata's save.
right when the thing opens its mouth and I see the eyes and I see all the fire coming out, I'm like over Vata's shoulder, like, oh, that's really beautiful, actually.
You and Vata take 4 fire damage. You both succeeded.
Okay.
Phoenix, you're up. And now you know they breathe fire, which is why I asked about that nature check. You know, for the players, it's, oh my god, it's so unusual. You think we would know about stuff like this in the world. Well, you do, but since it's also normal, it's no more than us knowing specifics about animals in our world.
Yeah, she's going to move 10 feet to the left so she can get a better shot at this one. Is that enough for him to not have cover? Do I need to do one more?
One more. Only because the mellow's there and the tree.
Yeah.
You're good.
So she will shoot off her light crossbow.
That easily strikes it.
7. Let's see, 15 feet. She does not need to be out in the open by herself. For Jenkins, God, who's going? You know, we're just gonna stay on this side. Although Sora and the turtle both had his turn already. I can't believe we're gonna split up, but we're gonna split up. So Jenkins is gonna come down to this one and give the help action by distracting the Allosaurus, so hopefully Vata can get a really nice, sweet hit in.
So the Allosaurus prowls on the top. It jumps down and looks at Lewis, and you guys see Lewis's head nod, and it walks past him. And they dexterity saving throw from Emerald, Phoenix, and Sora. And then Lewis looks back and goes, "No, fight me, you coward!" Almost playing it off in a way.
Lewis is the dragon whisperer.
Or just cranky reptile whisperer.
And this one, so all 3 of you succeed. They are still beasts, so even though they have the cooler features to make them more than just a bite and a claw, their DCs aren't terribly high. So as long as you get a 13 or higher, you're good to go. And it rolled minimum possible damage at 5, so each of you take 2. Gonna keep it up here. Oh yeah, you're a tiefling. Vata's up, and he's enjoying the advantage. You know,
Jenkins is just puffing off a bunch of smoke in the Allosaurus's face.
You know, the dual strike. The first one misses. Maybe the puff distracted him. I don't know. But he had advantage on the first strike. But the Allosaurus, I'm gonna say he was still like has some fire in his mouth, so he like puffs fire out a little bit, and he's forced to dodge instead of strike on the opportunity Jenkins made. But then Jenkins. With the same smoke, he takes advantage of the second strike. He gets a clear cut at the throat, increasing one of these dice. First one to a 6, so 10, 14 damage, cutting into its throat. What you guys are starting to notice is one of his favorite parts to attack on Vata. Since he has his own throat cut, maybe it's personal.
You're doing great, Vata.
He nods. You're up, Emmerich.
Ooh. Okay. Well, it was in my range. I'm gonna just swipe at him. Okay. Okay.
Woo woo!
Yeah, yeah. 7 on the first one, then what's the total when you maximize the lower die?
Well, let's see here. D4. Let's see. Maximize the 2. That would be 4.
So 14 with first and second, and then the second one before, so 18. The creature screeches out in pain.
Awesome. I like swipe at the legs with the sword, then bring the dagger up into like its jaw. To just
That's
yank it out.
It starts to bleed, but another trait of this creature, though not offensive in nature, is the moment you leave open wounds on its body, they get cauterized, sealing and leaving behind burn marks, which you can now see is actually spread across its entire body from many fights.
Neat trick.
Guys, I'm just trying to make animals cool, man.
It's pretty cool.
All right, so Baby Mello and Sora, fire breath.
All right.
Wow, I thought I rolled minimum last time. The fire breath, they're still getting used to it, I suppose. Mello needs to make it 2. Right. Is it a deck save? Okay. Mello fails, but only taking 4 fire. I guess it's not minimum, it's 3d6. So just so you guys know, so these guys are rolling pretty low. Stream is my witness. Anyways, you guys take, he takes 4 damage, you take 2 damage.
I'd imagine with 2 breaths on her, Sora is like she's doing this gymnastics stuff with her staff, where she's like her palm is the only connection she has to the staff. She's raised really high above it, upside down. I don't like this.
If you want to hurt them, you're gonna have to hurt me. He attacks them. For some reason, his attacks both miss, despite his putting in so much effort.
Old man, any time where you're actually useful would be great. Right, she'll move half her movement on the staff. It kind of looks like the way this looks is she pushes her foot against the middle, making the staff bow out, and propels herself kind of like a pole vault, landing herself here. Her first attack is at advantage with the staff. Gonna take 1 swing.
Yeah, it easily connects.
For 9 bludgeoning, and then I will spend a key point for Blurry. So 2 unarmed attacks.
It's
For 8 bludgeoning on the second one, and then 5 bludgeoning on the third.
nearly take it out. Your bludgeoning blows, forming boiled bubbles as its body tries to protect it.
Mello, take us out of this.
He doesn't want to take a chance of missing, so you see him close his eyes and the dirt begins to pick up from the ground. The rock storms the Allosaurus that's injured.
Oh,
Even on half, the creature would die, so you just see the rocks pile onto it and kill it.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Judith is going to step back a little bit. 5, 10, 15, so she can get a nice view of the whole battlefield, see everything that's going on. Okay. And then... oh, shit. The same one that I hit before. Damn it.
All right, you shoot the same one. They are resistant to the fire, but you still sear them.
I'm like, Lewis, what happened to all your fancy tricks of like steam things and all this other stuff? Do something.
I'm working on it.
God, that was perfect.
It's Allosaurus. Which one did I rolled 3d6 earlier? Okay, so only this one refreshes breath weapon. Is going to blow it again. This one, the first one, which is a 5 or a 6, or is it just a 6 one? Let me double check. 5 or 6. Okay. He's gonna blow it again, but he's going to take a step back, being greedy, and provoke an opportunity attack from Vata. And does Jenkins get up to the attacks?
I believe so, because he has reactions, but he's not going to take it this time. He's going to save his reaction for something else.
Okay. Vata takes a nasty swing onto him, but misses, and he bros. He bros. He doesn't bro his breath weapon. Lol. He breathes his breath weapon. He bros it. All right. So
Let's go, bro.
yeah, Jenkins deck save, and I make one for Vata. Jenkins unstoppable. So is Vata. You both take 5 fire, brought down from 11. And put this here. I don't know if I need it, but just in case. Phoenix, take us away.
Phoenix is going to be a cheeky little thing. And for flavor, well, I mean, mechanically she's casting fire, fairy fire. But we'll say for flavor, she attaches it to one of her crossbows, a little bulb type thing, and shoots the ground right underneath that Allosaurus that's just to the south of her. And she says, "Here, Lewis, this might help you hit it."
He gets an 18, unfortunately.
Okay, maybe it won't.
When your fairy fire comes in, it thematically it breathes fire, and then you and its blast explode a beautiful sparkle.
So pretty, but so useless right now. Jenkins is going to take a step forward, predicting that Vata is going to as well. So Jenkins walks over to it, extra smoke puffing out. Like, you breathe fire, I breathe smoke. I do it too. Help action for Vata or whoever attacks this thing next.
Understood. You see it it didn't get his breath weapon back, so it attempts to chomp down onto poor old Amrit. But good old Amrit, an 11 comes down as it crashes into the ground, attempting to rip your leg off. You have managed to avoid a nasty 18 piercing. Vata shoots in. It's going to cauterize that throat. He's just going to keep cutting it until he stops doing that. And unfortunately, the creature, understanding the tactic, I would say the first one, he hits the exact spot on the throat, but since he cauterized, it's like kind of like instantly scabbed over, and the rocks make the blade unable to pierce.
So he has advantage from Jenkins' help on the first
I
one?
lied. He does the 16 and strikes true. Then he aims for the same spot and realizes it's cauterized over. So he goes for the neck to hit the scab, but the rocky nature of the scab blocks it. He slides back really cool, and then retreats back to his position. Thematic. Emred, you're up.
Alrighty. As it attacks, which could have been pretty bad. Emred sees that's game time, so he'll cast Hex on it. Then swing his sword. Wait, let me add it on there. Boom. There we go. Oh, I missed anyway. Awesome.
Gonna slice him, and when he dodges, it just roars. Jurassic Park style.
You don't scare me.
This one is down for the count. Lewis runs past you and gets to the dead Allosaurus. It's still alive! And he starts stabbing it. I got it.
What the fuck?
Zora is just looking down at him from her staff. She's just shaking her head, and she clicks her tongue. Old age has finally gotten to him. Oh well. And she will press her foot against the staff and come careening over to the other Allosaurus. She has half movement, so she has 20 feet. Gets her right next to this other Allosaur, and she's gonna swing at it at advantage. Swing. For 10 bludgeoning on that one. And a bonus action offhand. Monk unarmed. Or that's not an advantage, but
That
20.
is.
And just smack it across the jaw. I am not food. Shoo!
Mello comes in, chomps down on this one. But misses. The Allosaurus being evasive, particularly defensive as it's on its way out of this world. Judith, you're up.
Decisions. Lewis, what are you doing? I think to myself. Okay. I'm feeling good. I feel like Far Inferno has really got my back this battle, so I'm gonna try to hit that same one with my firebolt again. Feeling great about myself. Ooh,
She's guiding them all.
You should.
Ooh, baby. I'm blessed by the gods, y'all. No big deal.
She was like, I just might write about myself this time.
No. All right. I bonus action I bonus action have my orders quill right. This time, Judith is kicking some dino ass. But I say quietly so no one can hear.
Okay, this one did not refresh its breath weapon, so he's going to take a bite. Nasty bite on Tabata, who's been pretty much squaring down.
Deflect attacked. Disadvantage on that attack roll.
Takes his teeth, goes to chomp down. At a disadvantage, you see that Jenkins just puffs some smoke into his flickering flame eyes, enough for the attack to move, and Vada to roll next to Jenkins. He looks at Jenkins. Thank you. Jenkins.
My bot is cooler than me, y'all. I
Your
just
bot
wanna make
is you.
I wanted to make sure I'm reading this map right. I was thinking over here on the left is elevated
It is.
compared to down here. Okay, just making sure.
It's a 10
She-
10 foot rise.
She is getting a good vantage point. She will shoot at this Allosaurus that's near Amra and Sora.
You stick it right in its neck.
Yep, and Jenkins, that is doing fine. We'll continue to give the help action.
This one did get his breath weapon back. See it turn its head to Phoenix and uphill blow the fire at her. Explosive fire spits out from its mouth. You evaded. You knew its tactic. You could see it's trailing up its neck, the lava-like substance, before it turns into a flame. And you only take 4 fire damage brought down from 8. Father sees at this fight enough. Jumps to the other side of the creature, landing. But when he lands, his blades have blood all over them. Did he actually strike him down, or am I just trying to get my anime boy off? The first one.
Help
Misses.
action.
Oh yeah, you help action. The first one hits. And the second one hits. Both of them have 7 more damage onto him. So that's 7, 7, 7, 7. Woo! So the blood on his blades is true. You see the Allosaurus tip over. His wounds do not cauterize this time. Vada stands and looks back. And gives Amrit a nod.
We should really take Vata out gambling sometime.
Good idea.
I'm going to keep swinging now that my blades are pretty deadly. Literally deadly. Just to look cool, I'm going to use an inspiration for this first one. Hey, look at that.
I need two things from you. I need a description because you're killing the last Allosaurus, and I need you to roll a spear attack against Sora. Your new spear attack, your rhyme spear.
It would be at disadvantage.
Indeed, it would.
Alrighty. Damn, did I even? Fuck, I didn't add that. Here's a D20. Or it's a 10 anyway.
Well, also disadvantage.
Plus whatever the fuck.
So you have to roll again.
Sure. Boom.
Oh.
Thank God it was an advantage. So you now walk me through the description of the kill and then the ball coming to its Sora, and then Sora you can be reacting to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, shadows and like well, like he took a little bit of damage, so we'll just say that the blood from Amber's like one like from the burn wound go like wrap around the sword, and he like ducks under the Allosaurus again as it swipes at him and like cuts its neck, but it cuts it like clean off, and then like he swings so wide that blood like basically like, just runs off the sword and becomes a rhyme spear, and a red rhyme spear goes towards Sora.
And what's the modifier on your spear? The plus to it?
Let's see.
Because it could still hit me if it's a +7.
Well, you actually can go to
AC
the
is down. Your AC is reduced by 2 for this attack too, right?
It is, so
It is, yeah.
if it's a 15, it hits.
well, all the things are predetermined for the rune. So at levels 1 through 4, it's your attack rolls +5, so your AC is 15 right now. Yeah.
It hits.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I need them 48 average.
All right.
Oh! So Sora, walk us through how this all happens as you get hit by this blood spear. Lewis would immediately yell out, "What the hell? Are you on our side of this?"
So, Sora's standing on the staff and she is smiling as she sees Amrut take out the Allosaurus. She feels safe in this moment, but the spear coming at her completely takes her off guard as it sails, enters through her shoulder, and exits out with a huge entry and exit wound as she is taken out and falls off her staff.
Phoenix rushes down there. What language did I say? She's cursing in something not common though. She's cursing in Gnomish, which is her first language, and she is going to give a healing potion to Sora ASAP.
Wait. I can just give her some words if you want to save your potion.
It expires in 2 days anyway, but sure,
All right.
go ahead.
Have fun.
She might need your healing and my potion.
The hell was that, Emra?
I don't know what happened.
Phoenix
Hey,
is
Sora.
Emmerich, just come over here for a second, please. Just back out.
Sora sits up holding the wound that has at least become a lot smaller and manageable, and she just kind of, while sitting on the ground, just turns her back away from Amrut and just holds her hand there.
Yeah, Phoenix was gonna squeeze in between Amrit and Sora right there.
Hey, there are new abilities, new powers. I don't think that he was trying to do that on purpose. It was just something that happened accidentally, right, Emrut?
Yeah.
You always hurt me. Why do you keep hurting me?
I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. It's never happened before.
She just looks at you with this very pained expression before she just turns her head back to look away from you for now.
So Jenkins comes up beside you, and his plate that we would call his stomach opens up, and a little mechanical, like pincher, for the lack of a better word, comes out and drops some salve on you and heals you for 11 hit points as well.
I don't think that works on creatures, though.
Yeah, I don't think it works on creatures. It says
Oh,
construct or
I'm
object.
so sorry. Never mind.
It's all good.
You just covered him in oil.
They spew oil on.
Ah, why, Jenkins? Why?
It's antiseptic.
He's looking down at you, spewed oil on you. Jenkins. Not bad, just joking. This time, I'm sure Lewis looks at Amber and goes, I thought you were on our side.
Like you're talking, Lewis. What the hell? Leaving one to go hit a dead one. Like, did you get enough sleep last night?
I saw it move. It wasn't dead.
Can I insight him, please?
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's telling the truth. Outside of the player knowledge, maybe he really did see it. We don't have an actual X mark on these creatures. Maybe it moved and he finished it.
This is my first time seeing these creatures before. He could be telling the truth, but it seems like things got heated around here very quickly. Maybe we should get out of this forest.
Not the one almost killing each other.
Can we all just go home, please?
Phoenix and Jenkins will try to help you up, Sora.
Ember just starts walking.
Sora, I don't think he did it on purpose, but I know you'll be okay.
Mellow's like super protective. Doesn't want Amber to throw out its back. It looks like offensively ready to take Amber down if necessary. He's not overly aggressive, but he's very, very cautious.
It's okay. We'll walk back here.
Vata walks back to you, Amrod, and goes, I wonder if you and Montefiore a similar upbringing. And he walks away.
He just looks away.
It's a rough journey home. 4 or 5 days, eventually the ill will would solve. Go ahead, Judith.
I'm sorry. There's one thing I really want to do, and I'm
Listen,
almost not even
do it. You guys are always ready to do stuff.
As Vata is there, I'm gonna say, this might not be the most pleasant thing for you, but maybe something good. Can you spend the next 8 hours comforting Sora, please? I think she'd really appreciate it from you. And be talkative. And I'm going to use my bonus action, Unsettling Words, and I'm going to cast Suggestion on this motherfucker.
Now, does he know when the spell ends?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know that I cast it on him. It doesn't say that like Friends does.
Okay, good. That's very important. All right. So what are you? Wisdom, is it? Or?
Wisdom saving throw. -5 to whatever the.
He makes it, and he tells you, "Do that again. We'll have problems."
Damn it.
And he looks offended. He thinks he can't trust any of you. He does an effort to take leagues ahead of you.
These new kids crazy.
It's the only thing I want to do all week. All right.
See him take leagues ahead of you all. He kind of feels betrayed. He's not certain of what you did, but he felt strange since he succeeded and refuted your spell. And he walks off angrily and he looks to Phoenix. This is your company.
Not by choice. She says that via message into his head, not out loud.
And now I could actually say it's a pretty sour trip home. Not completely, but I'd imagine after a few days of being together, we would soar over. Nothing else would happen with Emrut, nor Lewis. And we get home, if we can call it that. And on top of that, I'm going to take a 10-minute break. Oh boy.
It's a little early in the campaign for us all to be falling apart.
That's time. Figuring out if this is what we really want. Let's go to the... Oh yeah, we have a break screen, do we? Gotta put us on the world map. I will see you all in 10 minutes. You guys are having a fun time with the stream. We will be back in 10 minutes.
Man, things got pretty dark back there, y'all.
I know.
Was it me?
Judith,
Yeah.
I don't want someone to fall in love with me by force. What the hell?
I wasn't trying to make him fall in love with you by force. It was just I wanted him to be talkative. You know.
He has a scar
I
around
didn't
his
say
throat.
fall in love. That's why I was gonna have you give him water all the time.
Oh boy, I think you just ruined my chances.
No, I don't think so. The long road.
And I'm like, why did he talk to me about this as the company I keep? I didn't think I had any. Maybe it's just because of Jenkins. I don't know.
But to be
Maybe
fair,
it's a normal
he's
one now.
he's Emrut and freaking
Lewis.
Judith.
Lewis are he doesn't know if he can trust them. He's not sure about Judith. He doesn't know what Judith really did. He just felt
Yeah.
strange. And then with you, you're the only one besides Sora, and she's hurt.
Yeah, okay.
So he's like, I'm just gonna say something to you and keep walking.
I mean, I'll take it if I'm the only person in this party he talks to. Fine by me, but
Well, he probably talked to Sora, but now he feels kind of weird about it. Anyways,
yeah.
I will see you guys in 9 minutes.
Sorry to go heavy on you there, Average, with the whole why do you keep hurting me? But it's a theme. You stabbed her with the mime incident, and
at the beginning, did he hurt you in session 0? He was
Yes.
hurting the mime. Yeah.
Baby.
so like to her, you just for whatever reason you keep hurting her.
Sora holds a grudge. He did.
I will be back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry.
Sorry. I wonder if Busy in this thinking right now. If he's watching.
Busy. Is he really even sick, or was he like, you know what? I'm just gonna play being sick, so Falcon can be my character as I turn evil and rip apart the party. I see Busy in play from a mile away. Just kidding, bro. I hope you feel better.
Yeah, we're just joking around. God damn, though, Average. That sphere hits really hard.
Yeah, what is it? Like 3 off of max damage?
Yeah. I thought I was safe with disadvantage, but with minusing 2, he got my butt.
No, it would have killed me too. Phoenix questioning Judith's journalistic abilities. Holy smokes. Man.
think
That was the most egregious thing of this whole beginning of the session.
I think Phoenix has never really shown positive vibes to the whole journalism thing.
Really? She's
Yeah,
posed for photos and stuff.
Yeah, but she's told her family not to read it.
Yeah. But who knows what that's about?
Hmm.
Everyone with their family problems.
Or lack thereof, in my case.
Sorry, I came back just at the end about telling her family not to read it. Yeah, she's got an aunt that worries herself sick over Phoenix, so that was what that was about.
Yeah, I never took it that Phoenix was like anti-journalist stuff. It's okay. It allows me a chance to bond with you at some point.
Oh yeah. No, she was very excited for one of her cousins to see it because it's like showing off, but she's protecting her auntie.
We got to get down to Icarus so we can meet your auntie. Or I assume that's where she is, because that's where Phoenix is from, right?
Yeah.
I got about 5 minutes, but I'm back chilling, eating a bowl of cereal. It's never too late for a bowl of cereal.
What kind of cereal?
I'm gonna grab the bag so I give you an accurate answer.
Okay.
So you're gonna do what you did and just sit there and eat a bowl of cereal, huh?
It's called Love Crunch. I know it's a weird name. Premium organic granola, dark chocolate and red berries.
Nice.
Sounds good.
So if you look up Love Crunch Premium Organic Granola, that's the brand. Dark chocolate, red berries.
Get it.
I've been
Get it at
really
the nearest Trader Joe's to you.
Huh?
Never mind.
Oh, advertisement low. Sorry, I'm like reading the description of this thing now. I've never read the description before. Not conventional cereal, but I like stuff like this in place of regular cereals.
I recently learned about how at least the two people who made cornflakes, at least one of them who made it, he made it so absurdly bland and tasteless because he wanted it to be a way to prevent people from masturbating.
Having sex, yeah. I heard that too.
What?
That makes no sense.
You should
Okay,
read it.
content warning or hashtags something before you go deep into that.
Yeah, I won't go further, but it's a very hilarious read if you ever want to read about it.
Which is crazy because they have the most like fuckable mascot now.
Oh wow.
Anyway.
Oh Jesus.
All right, guys, let's return to respectful of each other. How dare you, average?
Gotcha. You know it's true. You have eyes.
He can't control himself anymore.
Wait, the mascot is like a tiger, right?
That's Frosted
matter.
Flakes.
Or
It
or
is
like-
crazy.
Cornflakes, like the little rooster. That's a little different. That's very different. Now the tiger. No,
Guys, when you asked what kind of cereal, I didn't think it was spiral into chaos.
Sorry.
This is Draz's worst fear.
I still have regular show in the house, like Fruit Loops and stuff, but that's for my daughter.
I mean, Toucan Sam. I'm shut the fuck up.
Oh, a few days. A few days or tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
What?
We're gonna be starting I'm gonna be starting a mini campaign. Some of you may be aware of it, some of you may not be aware of it. Mini campaigns are gonna be campaigns that last between 6 to 12 sessions. They're mini stories, short stories with you instead of a book. Tomorrow we have our first one, but I'm gonna be putting those out in the future. So if you guys are ever interested in doing a short story, which will always be on a Monday night, let me know. Really cool stories, get the entire narrative in 6 to 12 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Sounds cool.
During our travel time, I think on the second night, I would want to take en route aside, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Guys, and the narrative is always yours. So if you guys don't do anything during the travel, we don't have to arrive at the guild when we come up break, which we come up break in about a minute. So if you haven't grabbed a drink in the bathroom, do so quickly, please.
With that roll, Phoenix finally does not have a restful night.
Oh.
What?
Sorry, that was to Falcon.
Okay.
Heard.
If he can keep all of his characters' backstories straight, I don't know how he does it.
Well, not easy work, but it's fun work. Maybe there's more to talk about than just Amra getting put aside. All right. And this sure is good. All right. Phoenix,
Yes, sir.
Emerald,
Yo.
Judith,
Ooh.
Sora.
I am here.
So let us. We'll stay here for the Theater of the Mind sub before we arrive, and then we'll jump back to our good old home. Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive right back into the narrative. So during the first night, before we go to Sora's trip to Amrut and their personal conversation, we're back to this. They'd be back to this song. So here we are. Phoenix. Now there's two things. There's two things here. One is you're having a terrible nightmare. Two, would you like me to set the precedence of what this nightmare is, or do you have something in mind?
I would love to see your creativity.
Excellent. I've got a really good idea. So, while you are sleeping, You've had a few nights of sound sleep to your surprise, I'd imagine, but tonight that is not one of the nights. You see a dragon, much like the one you saw in the Shadow Void. And you're the last one alive. You and Jenkins, that is. He's broken up and standing in defense of you, battered to pieces. You see Emret's head a few meters to the left of you. It's just his head because the rest of the body's been consumed. Saw a stick out of the ground, but nowhere to be seen. And Judith, well, she's still riding away, but she's dead. And Lewis, well, he was never here to begin with, some would argue. This dragon looks down onto you and says, "One life, one to go." That's when you would nap awake. But everything's normal when you do.
She looks to the left, she looks to the right. I don't know if anybody's in the tent with her. She's breathing heavily. Fuck. It had been so long I haven't had one of these dreams since I joined the frickin' academy. I was hoping my mind was busy. Okay, still yourself. Vision or nightmare, vision or nightmare. She sticks her head out the tent to see if Jenkins is standing guard like usual.
He is. Jenkins is broken down, a stick out of the ground. Judith is riding but dead. Emret's head lays close to the campsite. You wake up again.
Wait, what? Is she in the tent now again?
You're in the tent now again. This is presumably, hopefully, the first time you actually woke up. Maybe you're still dreaming.
Her hand comes to the side of her temples, both of them, as she kind of rubs them. She looks down in the tent. Whoever's in there with her, she's going to place her hand to see if she can feel that they are physically there.
And you feel yourself, you're here. You have to be awake this time.
God damn it. She will crawl to the tent opening as Jenkins there.
Yes, everything's normal. Jenkins guarding. He's eyeing Emret, and everyone's doing whatever they would be doing their day to day. Lewis is fetching water for the rest of you.
She will try to play it off, but she will pull Jenkins away from everybody and pretend to be tinkering on him, but she's going to be whispering instructions to him. New assignment. Eyes on Lewis.
Jenkins.
You are so magnificent, but you have so much more improvement. We're gonna keep this up. We gotta stop this crap. That's that.
Excellent. In the next few days, more stuff would happen. The second day, well, Sora and Emret would eventually meet. You could set the tone, Sora, whether you approach at night or day during camp, during the trip. When do you approach? Well, do I need grim music for you, or we're back to regular?
Say regular for now. Sora would also, during the midday when they're traveling, it's probably at its hottest. The first thing she would do before the meeting with Amrut later would be, eventually she would catch up to Vada and walk next to him for like maybe a minute without saying anything before she'd reach and grab her water skin, and silently she would hand it to him with nothing but just a smile and a nod.
Well, Emret?
No, not Amrut, to Vada.
Oh, I thought you were talking about it. Sorry.
All good.
Vada would just look at you and he would tell you, "Don't know who to trust. Can't trust anyone. Can't trust you either. Sorry."
She kind of looks down with this distant look in her eyes, a half-hearted smile, but she doesn't say anything. She just nods, puts it away, and then would rejoin for a time with the baby dragon turtle.
When you don't see him, he extends his hand out to you as if to say sorry, but he's confused.
Mm-hmm.
His first year certainly didn't have this much drama either. He retracts his hand, so your back is facing him. It's as if he's trying to grab you, hold on to you, as if he cares about you. Last, all you hear is his words and none of his actions.
With that being the tone leading into the night, Amrut, where would you find yourself on the second night before turning in?
He'd be like not even by the fire, but like as far away as possible, while still having like eyesight whenever he needs to take his turn for watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's almost like no light where he is, just sitting at a tree.
Eventually, you would see a light approaching. This light's not by torch or lantern, but Sora's partial, her secondary rune being light, she can bring this light into her hair, when normally it can be a halo. Since it's so minor for her, only her hair really glows. She kind of uses this as enough light to kind of see where you're at and approach, and she just stand there behind you for a second, not saying anything.
You shouldn't be here.
Can you check something for me?
He doesn't say anything.
You hear her sit down behind you, and the sound of, I think you would decipher as her turning in place so her back is to you, and hear her adjusting her clothes. I just would like you to look at it real quick if you could. You're the only one who knows these things, after all.
Fine. What is it?
If you would turn to look, she's pulled her clothes from that shoulder where she got hit, and she's still kind of healing since it's just a day. So she is just holding it open enough for you to take a look at the wound.
He looks away.
Does it look weird at all, or am I good to go?
I don't know. I mean, looks a little like it might have been frostbitten. Hold on. And he'll turn back and reach towards it. And he will use his celestial ability again to heal it. He'll start to kind of like heal over even more. See, now there's no more discoloration.
She rolls her shoulder a little bit, letting out a little sigh of relief before she pulls her sleeve back over it, and she turned to face you. This is me rebuilding trust. I trust you now. What happened before, we'll face it together.
I don't even trust myself. How could I expect someone else to do it?
Because we have no choice, Amrit. I need you. I have a Mouther ape trying to kill me and my entire bloodline. Newest is I don't know where to begin with helping him. Martin can hardly look at me. And I have a brother who hates my guts. I really need closeness and trust and family. Whether you trust yourself or not, I need you. So I can't go on moping and thinking you're going to stab me in the back. So I showed you it so I could conquer that fear. Instead of taking your dagger and stabbing me again, you healed me. And that is enough for me. You need to decide what is enough for you to trust yourself.
He just nods. Ever since I met all of you, my abilities, I haven't really been using them. And this new one, this supposedly pure and good one that I learned and gained with all of you without even trying, it's already I'll fix this. I promise.
I think you and Lewis share a similar problem. You both are so focused on removing or destroying this side of you that every time you try and get away from it, you both suffer and you hurt the people around you. I think the answer to both of your plights is not in running, escaping, or removing something from you. I think the answer may lie in finding a way to balance it within yourself, to even out the negative and the positive. I'm not saying it will be easy. I actually think it's probably the hardest route to go. But from what I've seen from both of you, I know it's possible. So just let me know if there's anything I can do to help you get there. And in return, you are my family.
He just nods again. Okay.
Within a year's time, we face the coming dark together. If we let this misstep carry with us throughout the next year, the darkness would have already won before it arrived. Have a good night, Amrut.
Yeah. You too.
And then she'd stand up and go over to Mello, where she'd rest against it and just try and get some sleep.
Mello's deep in sleep. You can see a tiny flower is growing on his back.
It's so cute.
What are those white flowers that you can blow them out and they go into the wind?
Dandelion?
Yeah, dandelion's on his back, and when you do fall asleep, eventually a wind comes and blows it into the air. It passes over the campsite and into the sky. On the moon, a figure of a dragon, shadow. Lewis looks back to the camp, goes to bed. and you all would arrive back home, baby. Yeehaw!
Hey, can I again? Sorry to do one more thing.
God damn it. No,
Do
you're
it.
good.
Okay. Judith feels like shit. She did something that is against her nature, and even though it had very genuine, you know, happy reasons behind it, failed, and so she feels horrible. So she's gonna go up to Vata. Hi, Vata. Can I sit here for a moment with you?
He like has a hand on his sheath. You're going to do something?
Ugh. No. No, I'm not. I did try something the other day, I will admit, but
What was
was
it?
just
Let's start there.
sure. It was a simple. It was a new spell that I realized I could do, and it was just to help suggest that you speak to Sora more, so you guys could learn more about each other. And it seemed like you both needed some friendship, and that's really against what I usually do, and I feel really sorry about it, and I just want to apologize and promise you that I will never do something like that for you again. You were very forthright in telling us about the potential corruption at the academy, and I'm vowing to follow through with that and learn what else I can do, and hopefully we can work side by side. I throw myself at your feet, and again, deeply apologize.
And Vata, he looks at you and he goes, "It's hard to trust people these days with everything going on. But we only have each other. We must be good to each other, respect each other. I accept
right.
your apology."
I thank you very much.
He,
Are we okay?
he stands up and he goes, "Yes, but perhaps I owe someone an apology as well. I will talk to you soon."
Okay.
So while you're settling, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I suggest you get some sleep soon. It's gonna be we're almost home.
Are you casting a
I
spell again? I was
I
joking.
I kind of laugh. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll talk to you soon, Vata. But it was great seeing. It's good seeing more animation from you. I'll see you later.
There's a nod, and at this point, the dandelion would be whispering past his head towards the sky as he finds Sora before she goes to sleep. "Excuse me."
Oh, Nana Lee, how are you this evening?
He pulls out a water skin and he says, "It's wine. Would you like to partake in some?"
She blinks and she gets this big smile on her face. Oh, I haven't tried that one yet. I've tried the other one. It was very burning. I
Yeah.
would love to.
He removes his mask and he shows you his face and he's just like, "Put this mask on because I feel safe. But I think that I'm still safe with you." As he lifts up the wine, the water skin. So he doesn't have cups, so he just goes to try to pour it in your mouth while he's talking.
She dips her head back and lets him have.
All right, he pours a drink in your mouth. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. She.
It's not to sound awkward, all right? All right, so after you take some, it's very fruity for one. As in not dry. I know most wines are fruity, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm silent.
Well, so he looks at you and he takes a sip and he says to you, "Was irrational earlier, but after I got this scar on my neck, I am not quick to speak, nor am I entitled lengthy conversations anymore."
Sora would reach to her side and hand him a water skin. Just water. And she would look down for a second before smiling a little bit. I think we are already at war, in a way. I think the darkness is already trying to weaken the strength we have. So, I'm gonna put out my vulnerability out there, so that trust is not easily lost. I trust you. I trust Amrut. And I will have to trust Lewis, Phoenix, and Judith too. We are all going to face the same threat together. So my strength is yours.
Good. I trust you as well. But I cannot speak for Amrut and Lewis just yet. Judith is in the middle, but I know she means well. And I like Phoenix, also because she doesn't force me into conversation.
Do you know a way to communicate that's nonverbal?
Like to draw.
Sora would look around her at the campsite at some point, or where are they at, and she'd collect some just twigs or sticks, and she'd hand him one. Then let us talk your way.
Looks at the ground, and in the next few minutes or so, you and him would engage in a conversation. He draws out most of what he wants to say, from images to actual common letters. And you have quite a conversation as the two of you mark the dirt, would you?
To a passerby, after a lengthy conversation this way, they just see a series of pictures of Sora, in a way, describing her story to him, showing a drawing of a crude dragon. Well, not so crude. Actually, I'm gonna roll performance, or was it sleight of hand or performance when you're drawing?
Your choice. Also, painter's supplies, which are to extend the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Getting that inclination from that one art class, she just draws out a girl sitting on the shell of a turtle, showing the moon and a face of an angry monkey with really intense muscles and stink lines coming off of him. She'd show the party wrapped up in a circle, where this circle is almost like a monkey tail around them, holding them close. Series of pictures that describe how she feels about the people around her and the people that are not yet around her.
And Bata would draw his classmates and some of the things they overcame, and you could tell that he really enjoys Monty, that he's built a relationship with him over time. You see him drawing pictures of him pushing Monty around his wheelchair. Not his new one yet. These are old memories. As not his new one. Spending time together. He says to you, everyone entitled to a second chance. It's been really fun talking to you, Sora. I must retire now.
Maybe when we aren't on mission and classes together, we could draw more.
Yes, I would like that.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And He draws the sun rising in agreement with you as he walks. And I think now we get back to the I think. Which I imagine is cool for like an hour, but I'm loving all this narrative.
Actually, Falcon. No,
Damn it.
we're home. We're home.
Oh, everybody. No, I really truly love the narrative. I live for the narrative, some would say. So we will move home. It takes you guys exactly how much you thought it would, a total of 7, but you got flown some of the way. It only took you about 4 days. If you have exhaustion, you shouldn't have it. And you all should be at full hit points or full hit dice. Over the course of the next several days, you'd have naturally got to full hit points and recovered your hit dice when days you didn't need to spend any. With that said, we arrive at Supreme, where we are in. You guys have noticed security is a bit heavier, but they did tell you that they were going to bring more security on. Walter got you guys to the house. He plans to leave soon, but he's here for now. Let's go ahead and move you guys back to Supreme, or House Supreme. I copied you guys all weird. I apologize. It's like a line or something. Walter says, "It's been fun adventuring with each of you, and I must take my leave."
Nice to get to know you, Vada.
Looks back and nods.
See you around.
Ilnanan Vata.
Ilanan. He hands you a drawing. It's you two talking at nighttime. He leaves.
She just has a large smile crease her face, and she would quickly roll it and put it away for now.
You see the door to the top right pops open. Mr. Far yells, "Get in here." He says it sounds mean, but you could tell he's being real playful. He's probably excited you get to back from your first field operation. To the door up here, the second door. So you can walk through Wilson's map, so when you get to the door, if it's not open, you can walk. Yeah, but you do see that there's a lot more guards. Also, there's a ticket lifted, which means one of you've gotten mail. Wonder if you've been checking mailbox.
Mail.
Does this say from the moon?
All it says. Who would have actually checked the mailbox? Because then I could tell you who the item is meant for.
I would
I
have.
think I would. Yeah.
You know what? Judith and Emmerich together, probably. You guys are like a freaking mini team right there. I was gonna say what, Bonnie and Clyde? Anyways, if they were good guys. You would see that it's for lol. It's for Sora.
But it's in like a package, right? We don't see this.
No, you don't see the beautiful thing yet. You just see a box wrapped in ribbon and it says for Sora from the moon.
Immediately hands it back to you. Here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she'd love this. I wonder what it is. I don't shake it. Head back into the room like, "Oh, Sora, not only am I a matchmaker, I am also a mail delivery person today. Here you go."
Oh, I got mail?
Yeah, it's from the moon. That seems about right, right?
What?
Well, you're the child of the moon's iridescence, so here you go.
Oh. And wasting very little time, Sora would peel it open and pull out what's inside.
You see, as the picture would depict, sitting on nothing more than a black cloth is this majestic-looking moon-shaped shard. There's no description in the box, just its beauty. Maybe it's a prop to be placed in your room, a piece for conversation, but you do feel it is much more than what you can understand of it.
Do you know what that is, Sora?
It looks like It's from the moon and looks like a moon. I don't think Dondo sent this. Although he's the only one I know who would, unless this was... Maybe en route can make me a cord so I can wear it like a necklace.
You want me to see if it's magical or anything like that?
Sure. And she just holds it out in her palm for you.
Oh, yes. Does it look like we're about to start right now? Is that what's happening?
Mustafar right now is just serving up drinks, and I just put his menu in chat for you all. You guys are taking a break. He's probably going to spark a minor conversation, but the floor is yours.
Oh,
Okay.
Actually, maybe we should wait until after drinks where we're alone in my room.
Sure. Whatever you want.
But Sora pockets it for now and slides up to Mustafar, and with a bit of a cheeky smile, she says, So, Mustafar, do we happen to have, say, a pond big enough for maybe a baby dragon turtle to sometimes go into?
A baby dragon turtle. My students are back. He has like his eyebrows twitching, but he's smiling at you. We sure do.
Good, because we'll have a new member to this party.
Excellent. So would you like water, or would you like winged rider's donkey's ass or her majesty? We'll talk about the mission soon, but for now, let me serve you up a drink and for your success.
Oh, Her Majesty sounds nice.
Where are the drinks at?
In chat, I just typed out the names. They don't have like mechanical
Roll 20.
benefits.
Oh, okay.
Your preference of how you drink. We're gonna learn whether you're a rough drinker, smooth, or you like sweet drinks, something.
I would take a Her Majesty.
Absolutely. He shakes it up, and Lewis hears what Phoenix says and goes, "She got the right idea. I'll take a donkey's ass."
Is there one without alcohol, Mustafar?
I can give you the juice mixes without the alcohol, sure.
That would be great, thank you. I'll take the winged riders without alcohol, please.
Doctor goes, "Whatever she holds, I'll take it." Apollo goes, No.
Just water.
All right. He slowly makes all of you drinks, and he goes, "So tell me, your first time in the field, what'd you think of the third year? And if you're all here, you clearly were successful."
Lewis?
Lewis looks and goes, "They did good. Cured Sanguine, corrupted dragon, dragon-like elemental. There wasn't too much conflict. Party got closer." Good.
And when we first got there, it was first this our way in was blocked by some magical darkness, and these two-headed ogre-like things appeared, forming from the darkness from a realm beyond ours. And all they kept repeating when they were attacking us was, what was it? Meet for the burial, brother.
Awkward. Hopefully they were easy to dispatch. You said there was another realm.
Yeah, the Shadow Realm. And I'll pull out my photos and I'll show him the photos of that battle.
And Phoenix is watching his face very intently to see how he reacts to the Shadow Realm information and the photos.
Insight. He keeps a straight face, but you could tell he's it disturbs him, I'll say.
Mhm.
He looks at the things and he goes, "Well, it's a good thing you're all back. This is commonly just called the Other Realm. Shadows is an appropriate name, as well as spiritual."
Have you ever been there?
Well, once you get powerful enough as a Shadowrun user, Other Realm is a second home for it. You can call upon it, pull from it when necessary.
it was a pretty cool place, even for me. Phoenix, did you like it over there?
I mean, yeah, it was intriguing.
Are there any complications in this mission? Any weaknesses we need to show up in the group to become a stronger team?
Oh, Phoenix smirks at that.
I'll take a donkey's ass.
He's
I
like,
know, because Phoenix have a second one.
yeah, he puts it in front of you. He takes the water from Amber and puts it in front of you. Okay, was that a big question, everyone? It sounds like you were successful. It couldn't have gone too bad, right?
Seems that none of us really are too familiar with nature or religion, if that strangely. So maybe-
Strangely.
There are pretty big and prominent things in this world. One of you should eventually learn what you can on the topics of nature and religion. You're not to force your path, but every party should show up their weaknesses.
yeah, maybe there's something that we can be taught here about that.
Hopefully. I can only study you as well as you're willing to be proficient in. He kind of makes a reference to the dozens of books he's left you guys over the weeks. Read them. So, and he pulls a donkey ass himself. And he drinks it and he puts it down. For your first mission being completed, I'm going to give each of you. He goes into his bag and he's like ruffling around. You guys completed Lake Lamaya. 100 gold each, and he puts down a big bag of gold pieces.
Oh shit.
Now that's a reward. Don't spend it all in one place unless there's really good donkey ass, then you can spend it all in one place.
Wait, are these free though?
Yeah, of course. I've already deducted the gold from your bag, Amber. I'm kidding.
Seems the rest of this bag.
Yeah, it's all in there. Anyways, the enemy, how was it? Who was corrupting the forest?
Zora would look slowly to Amrut.
Well,
I'll tell you in private.
Oh, come now.
right? In private, we're the only ones here, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
There
there's
are
a little
young
girl right over
ears.
there.
He would look over to Apollo, and Apollo would just nod. Come, Sakura. Time for your lunch. All right. They would head out. Then Jenkins' head spins towards Emerald. Jenkins!
Can it?
He's right. You should tell us now that they cleared the room.
You can understand this thing?
Just taking a wild guess.
Fine. Then he explains what he explained to everyone else about the night chapter.
Mm-hmm.
They're dangerous.
The night chapter.
They didn't want to be
Heard of them.
exposed, so they sent out the poster.
Chapter. I thought we only had one member here that was in the night chapter.
What?
Well, I guess we do have only one member. Creed was denied applications.
Oh, right. The cult he kept prating on about.
It was the
Oh.
night chapter he was attempting to get into. In fact, we had to save him one time because, well, he shouldn't be alive. We'll just put it that way.
That's a dead dream, yeah.
It was going to be a dead, real dream for him. We didn't get involved when we did. The night chapter is an extraordinarily dangerous organization, much of which is shrouded in mystery. If those are your enemies, we need to be careful.
There's something worse, possibly.
What could be worse than the night chapter?
The baby turtle we came here with. His father, Hyperion. maybe also the victim of the weird powers and magic. He's been turned into something very akin to a mouther. I think
Our
because of
theory
him.
was, yeah, he was corrupted the same, possibly.
That's when Mello like barges through the door, breaking it.
Oh,
Oh no, he's inside. He covers his head. I'm going to pay for the door this time. You guys need to. You're gonna keep Mello here. It's your responsibility. Make sure to destroy this property.
yes. Feel free to deduct all things I make if
Mm,
likes anything.
You just came home from a successful mission. I will pay for this one. In the future, keep an eye on him.
Yes, I will take full responsibility.
Now, as for the issue at hand, you're talking about Hyperion.
Yes.
Yeah, Hyperion is a problem.
Currently, my master is seeking a way to help him. But I think maybe the key could be that we have Mello speak to his soul, in a way, his well. But he is not ready yet, neither am I, so we need time. Because I worry, when we were told about the crown of 1,000 mouthers, we were told it wasn't as many as that, but with this organization making more, maybe it was not really a lie in the moment, but a promise of what would happen soon.
Certainly. Well, you all had quite an ordeal. We'll talk more about your first field operation. You'll be going on another field operation for at least a month or two. In the meantime, do you have any piece of information you think I need to understand? That chapter was pretty huge.
Phoenix through message, so just telepathically, we'll let Mistafar know she wants to talk to him in private.
Let's hear it an instant. Understood.
Do we see you like put your hand over your mouth and?
No,
And
she puts both of her hands around her cup and has one finger pointed towards him. It's very subtle. You want to do perception versus sleight of hand or something?
Yes, yeah, because I'm sitting kind of on the couch. I'm gonna see if I can see it.
Yeah, you have Amrit blocking your view from in front of Phoenix, so
Yeah, I would say it'd probably be
Tell
a
him.
disadvantage. He's on the other side of Amrit and whatnot. I mean, you got a 7, so
Sorry.
Emmerich, get out of the way.
you see his big head.
Big ass horn.
Yeah, those horns, big ass head.
What? Why?
So, Mr. Fall looks at all of you. Well, you are dismissed. The rest of the day is yours. Tomorrow, the final previews class where you'll be able to select your major, hopefully become an expert in whatever field of tools you'd like to use going forward.
When are we leaving for this other mission? We're away for a month.
Well, when another mission comes down, we only usually send people on field operations once a month, so I'm just guessing you have at least 2 or 3 weeks before the next one.
Okay, great.
But there is no particular assignment. If there was, remember, these are real problems. We'd have to deal with them now. Though I am a bit concerned, the other class is yet to return from theirs. The teacher and a few others have set out to check on them. They left
Where'd
before
they
you
go?
guys, and they're still not back yet. And I'll put you on the world map so that when he tells you where, you're not just wondering where the hell that is. All right, so you guys know that you are in the Fairlands. Your objective was here in the White Walk. Their objective was here in the Shadow Glade. They have not returned from the Shadow Glade. They left a few days before you guys first set out. They are late.
has the rescue crew been heard from?
Not at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be heard from soon. They have the ability to cast sending. That's a powerful means of communicating over large stretches of land. They'll check in with us tonight. If I don't hear from them, I'll let you know. If our students and our teachers are at risk, then I will not put any of you at risk. In the meantime, you notice security is beefed up. Won't allow another attack on you under our watch.
Who was part of this other team?
The other class, your enemy class, I would say. Creed in them.
That is unfortunate.
Tasha.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
I'm going to go show Mello my room for now and get him settled in. Have a good night, everyone.
Be careful, that creature weighs a lot. He could damage the stairs on the way up to your room.
He might be happier at the pond.
Oh yes, I can show him the way there.
Excellent.
Alright, Mello, I'm going to show you where you'll be staying.
Now, Phoenix, you missed that class the other day, so I have extra tasks for you. Please meet with me in the office.
Okay.
I told you weren't going to get out of it easy. Now that you're back, I've given you your gold, but let's chat.
She will look at Amrit and roll her eyes.
He'll just shrug. Rules are rules.
I'll go with Sora so we can look at that item.
I'm going to give you guys control of Baby Mello so that if I'm not moving them, you guys can.
Is the pond isn't on this map, right?
No, the pond's on this map, though. In the meantime, there is a sprinkler or a well in front.
Okay.
A fountain, I guess, is the appropriate term. Third time's a charm. You can take them there. You guys should have control of Baby Mello now. When you get into the office, I'm sure you picked up on why he pulled you here.
Oh, absolutely. She was just playing along with it.
Good. So he sits down in a chair, rubs his temples, and he pulls out a book. He's looking through it quickly. So you wanted to talk? He closed the book.
She leaves Jenkins to stand guard out in front of the door. I'm afraid our team is not quite as ready as we would like to think we are. Remember I had asked you about dreams and visions with the Shadow Rune?
Yes.
I have not had any since coming to the university. However, on our way back, I had a very disturbing one of Lewis. And I know it can just be in my mind because I seen some things when I went into that other realm, the Shadow Realm. I didn't see the silhouette of Lewis. I saw a silhouette of a dragon. And a previous time in class, he had uncalled for reaction towards Sora and an aggressiveness that was not explained, like he wasn't in control. And I approached him about it in his room, and he showed me a marking on the back of his shoulder. He didn't know he had a Shadow Rune. I don't know what this is, but I am comfortable with shadows, and I am not comfortable with whatever it is he has plaguing him.
I'll have to take extreme measures. Not anything against him immediately. But you do know that privacy is important to many people, myself included. I'll have to start scrying on him for the safety of you and the others and myself, of course.
I understand. I'm just gonna be vigilant, and there was some roughness. I don't know what Amrit's going through, but there was some friendly fire, we may say. And I'm not sure everybody here is dedicated to the team. I mean, we're all here, we're all happy to learn powers and hopefully defend the world from the Queen of the Damned one day, but I don't know, sir, it was rough.
There's always bumps in the road. It's how we manage them when we strike them. This is a really large bump, but nonetheless, we can get over it. Dedication, time, and concentration. As long as you stay true to yourself and they give you the same amount of energy and effort, you will all be all right. But we must make certain that you are not a threat to each other. Checking on the fold and watching Lewis is a start. At the end of the day, more important than our day-to-day lives is the fact that we can keep having them, keep on living. And I will do everything in my power to guarantee your safety. I'm not always with you though, like in the field. For that I apologize. Things have been pretty wild here. But I need you to trust me on this, Phoenix. I will never let anything happen to any of you while I'm around.
Well, the thing is, you're one of the few here I do trust, and that's why I've told you. I've not told anybody else. And I feel like a snitch, but my visions, though they have not always come true, they've never led me wrong, and that was what made me decide to tell you. Thank you. I am sorry to put more on your plate. I just thought it was something that needed to be addressed.
You should know something about the Shadow Rune. It can feed on us, but it's up to us whether we treat it more like a pet and give it appropriate meals, or allow it to turn into a parasite and eat away at us. That extends to the things we create and do. Jenkins, I'd imagine, has been influenced by your Shadow Rune, to the lack of your knowledge. That is something you should consider going forward. That you are more than just yourself. Our runes have always been frowned upon. I do not think all the hate is warranted. But it will take some effort to control the Shadow Rune within us. It has a mind of its own. Just consider that. Sleep on these thoughts. Your nightmares may yet be visions, or it could be the parasite within you.
I understand. One last question then. Is there any books on that table in front of you that you find very interesting and I can have one for the night?
These are soap operas. And he goes back into his coat. However, the book I pulled out initially, this is an interesting story of a young warrior, Shadow Rune user. I think you've got much to learn. His name was Mars. He passes the book over to you.
Fiction or nonfiction?
I won't spoil any of it.
All right. She kind of does like a hand gesture to like cheers, but with the book. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Now, when you go out there, you better complain and tell them I made you clean up something.
I had to alphabetize a whole bookshelf. Yeah.
There you go.
When she exits, she will look to Jenkins for a report on if there were any snoopers, and then she will go up towards her room to cozy up with this book.
All right, and what are the rest of you doing? We're going to close out here soon, so you can kind of guide me into your final moments, and then we'll have to wait for a week before we pick up again, hopefully with Busy and Entail. Robert Lewis, he gets another donkey's ass before heading up to his room and pondering the previous events. And how about I will jump to a random person. Amrod, what are you up to?
Amrod is he's at the sink in this bathroom here, washing his face. Then he'll look back at the mirror for a second, just stare at himself for a while. I don't know if you're listening, but if you are, I want you to tell them. Tell them I'm coming. And that all their sins are back to haunt them. Then they'll leave the room and go up to his actual bedroom.
That is a freaking line for the ages.
Thank you.
So after you say that, you see the mirror cracks, but nothing else happens.
Kind of like flinches. Then they'll leave.
Excellent. Judith, are you up to anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna go to the room with Sora to help her with this item thing that she got, the mail thing.
Yeah, but currently they are out front with
Oh.
Baby Mello.
Oh, but then she left and didn't go upstairs. So I'll say, I guess I'll do it later. And I'll just kind of like look around, and is there like how much is security beefed up just with like people around here, or?
Let me copy in Sora and let me copy Mello to the next map. I'll go back top. So on the first floor, you saw about 6 to 8 guards. On the second floor, I'm moving you guys to now. You could see whatever is there.
I'll just kind of, go around and walk the halls and see the guard situation. Then I will go back downstairs. Sorry, I'll go back downstairs and with the front door open, I'll like kind of sit there. I'll look at the two playing at the fountain, and I'll look back at the floor that shows you when you're older. And then I'll look back at the two playing in the fountain. I walk out the door. I'll walk past them and start walking into town.
All right. You walk into town. Is that your last moment for the night, or is there something you want to do in town today?
No, I'm happy to leave that till later on.
All right, so you walk off down the street until you're unseen, back in the town. Which brings me to Sora and Baby Mello.
Sora has allowed Mello to play in the fountain until she would at least get directions for the pond so he had a place to stay, because I don't think going up those stairs is good for him or the stairs. But as she's letting him enjoy himself, she's taking that stone or jewel she had received, and she's not particularly great at crafting up cordage or anything, but temporarily she's taking some hemp rope and trying to fashion a necklace to wear with the new stone to always have against her. And she looks to Mello and shows him what she's doing. You ever seen anything like this, Mello?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Pearl. He shows you a pearl. Besides the fact that they're both spherical shapes, they don't look anything alike.
Yes, it is very pearl-like. Oh, that reminds me. She dips into the bag of 100 gold she had just recently gotten and takes about 50 coins, and she goes over to his shell and inserts 50 coins into his shell, and she smiles. Couldn't have done it without you. To your hoard.
He does a little dance, but he's not really good at it. He just shuffles his feet back and forth. He's excited to have money added to his hoard. He's a young dragon turtle, but he still wants to build up his economic standing in the world.
When you are the size of your dad, oh man, you are going to be one of the elites in the dragon turtle community.
Smiles as the water sprinkles onto his face.
and she just holds the gem there, smiling at him, enjoying himself. And then she'll just whisper, I will help you, Zuru. I will help everyone with the darkness. I just need time. I'm not strong enough yet. But not forever. I will be there soon. And that is it for her tonight. She would spend the rest of her evening making sure Mello was comfortable before eventually she would go to her room and try and get some sleep.
When you do go to your room, there's a note on the bed and an apple.
Surprised, she grabs the apple and would take a bite out of it as she raises the note up to read.
The note says, "This is poisonous."
Yeah, it didn't say that, but it's kind of funny to bite out the apple. When you read the letter, it says, "You thought security would keep me out? Well, it kind of did. Meet me under the largest tree to the north. Trust me, you won't miss it. There's no signature. Who's this from?"
She reads that, and she would then pocket away the bitten apple and do as instructed, where she would, take her time a bit with it, but she would, eventually when night would come, she would search out for this tree.
You walk to the north. It doesn't take you long. There's a tree larger than the rest, and unlike the fact that the others are green in nature like a tree would be, this one has blue leaves, making it stand out. On top of the tree, you could see a vague white monkey. Snicker of a smile on his face. That's what we're going to end the session for you for today. Phoenix, I know you talked to the teacher, but do you have a final moment?
No, that was good.
Excellent. And, well, that is all the players, but there is one final thing that happens. Emra, that thing that Phoenix inspected, that you wear around your neck?
Yes, sir.
When you finally fall asleep, it begins to spin. And you hear in your mind, "We're coming for you." That's where the session ends.
Alrighty.
Holy crap, guys.
Crushed it.
Good job, everyone. All right.
This was so intense.
I'm excited to join you guys for the after talk here in a moment. I'm gonna roll the credits. They won't hear me. They won't hear you, but they will hear me. So guys, have fun. Say goodnight to the stream. Goodbye, everybody watching.
Good night.
Goodnight.
Peace and love.
And roll credit.
Out of fear, we kept running, tried to hide away. Can you hear? War is coming, beckoning our fate. This is the day that we stand up. This is the day we fight. We'll take our place, we won't give in. Our victory is in sight. Only a sword in our hand, but we enter the lion's den. We're not waiting for a war.